On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Murder.
The crime of killing somebody intentionally.
Examples:
Murder in the second degree. Attempted murder. This intriguing murder mystery remains unsolved.
Mayhem.
A state of chaos, disorder, and violence, typically caused by a riot, violent confrontation, or rapid and widespread destruction, a situation of extreme confusion, disorder, and damage.
Examples:
Snowstorm mayhem. Create mayhem. The rioters caused mayhem in the streets, breaking windows and starting fires.
Planet.
Any of the 9 large celestial bodies that circle in the solar system, any celestial body that revolves around a star.
Examples:
Planet like the Earth. Save the planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun.
Estimate.
To guess or calculate the cost, the size, value, etc. of something.
Examples:
Estimate of fair value. Estimate this chicken to weigh 3 pounds. We estimated the season's total trade deficit at $50 billion.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Military.
Relating to or characteristic of members of the armed forces, of or relating to war or warfare.
Examples:
A military operation. A military leader. The military academy was known for its strict discipline and training.
Viol.
A stringed instrument, typically with 6 strings and frets, played with a bow, also called a viola da gamba.
Examples:
Viol instrument. Viol music. The viol player was rehearsing for an upcoming concert.
Ordinary.
Not different, exceptional, or unexpected in any way, especially in quality, ability, size, or degree.
Examples:
An ordinary school. Ordinary annual revenue. The ordinary session of the Diet opened.
Crossfire.
A situation in which people or groups are firing weapons at each other from different directions.
Examples:
Crossfire casualty. Crossfire of criticism. The soldiers found themselves caught in the crossfire of the enemy's artillery barrage.
Alcohol.
A clear liquid that can make people drunk and is used in medicines, cleaning products, etc.
Examples:
Stop drinking alcohol. Diluted alcohol. There is a clear association between alcohol consumption and cognitive decline.
Prohibition.
The act of not allowing something, or an order that does so, especially by law or authority.
Examples:
Driving prohibition. Prohibition of alcohol. There were no prohibitions against excessive overtime.
Criminal.
A person who has committed a crime.
Examples:
Wanted criminal. Criminal investigation. The police are searching for the criminal who stole the jewels.
Treaty.
A formal agreement or pact between two or more countries or other international entities.
Examples:
Treaty negotiation. Global climate treaty. The two countries signed a treaty to establish peaceful relations.
Emphasize.
To give or show particular importance to something.
Examples:
Emphasize her words. Emphasize a direct relationship. Use italics or capitals to emphasize a word in a piece of writing.
Abuse.
The use of something in an incorrect or harmful manner.
Examples:
The problem of drug abuse. Victim of sexual abuse. Our company has an audit team that monitors directors for abuse of authority.
Pun.
A humorous play on words or use of words that sound similar but have different meanings, often for a comedic effect, a form of wordplay.
Examples:
Witty pun. Silly pun. The comedian's pun had the audience laughing out loud.
Subterfuge.
A deceptive stratagem, tactic, or plan used to hide one's true intentions or to deceive someone, a trick or ruse designed to mislead or disguise the truth.
Examples:
Subterfuge of trickery. Subterfuge methods. Civil rights activists criticized the government's use of subterfuge to withhold information from the public.
Advance.
To go or move forward, to develop in a positive way.
Examples:
Advance the technology. Advance a cooperative relationship. Scientific knowledge will advance significantly with the power of AI.
Politic.
Wise in displaying the ability to make reasonable decisions.
Examples:
A politic decision. Heal the body, politic. She was politic in her behavior.
Gang.
A group of people who organize and engage in criminal activity.
Examples:
A motorcycle gang. Gang member. The street gang was known for its violent behavior.
Guerrilla.
A member of small, independent soldiers or fighters who engage in irregular, often surprise attacks against enemy forces.
Examples:
An urban guerrilla. Guerrilla warfare. The government's efforts to suppress the guerrilla movement were met with resistance from local communities.
Illegal.
Not allowed by law.
Examples:
Illegal drugs. Child of illegal immigrants. The customs agents seized the illegal shipment.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Crazy.
Stupid or not sensible, very angry.
Examples:
Crazy about cars and racing. A crazy scheme. The rain and thunder are crazy today.
Prohibit.
To officially stop something from being done or used, especially by enforcing the law.
Examples:
Prohibit destructive activities. Prohibit the use of phone. Congress passed a law to prohibit the disposal of nuclear waste.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples:
Health policy. Foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.
Domestic.
Relating to or inside a particular country, not foreign or international.
Examples:
Domestic airline. A domestic animal. GDP stands for gross domestic product. Psychosis. A serious mental disorder characterized by a disconnection from reality, often including hallucinations, delusions, and a lack of insight into one's condition.
Examples:
Psychosis treatment. Drug-induced psychosis. He was diagnosed with psychosis and was hospitalized for treatment. Politician. A person who is a member of a government or lawmaking organization, especially as an elected member of parliament, etc. Examples: a politician in the ruling party. A corrupt politician. The politician lost his position in the end due to the scandal. Roll. To move in a particular direction by turning over and over or from side to side. Examples: Roll a ball. Roll down his cheeks. He was exhausted and rolled into bed as soon as he got home.
Reform.
The act of improving or correcting something wrong or bad. Verb, to make a change in something to correct a flaw or improve it.
Examples:
Economic reform. Reform movement. The government is proposing a reform to the healthcare system to make it more accessible and affordable for all citizens.
Marijuana.
A psychoactive drug derived from the cannabis plant, used for medicinal or recreational purposes. A drug that is illegal in some countries and states, but legal in others for specific purposes.
Examples:
Recreational marijuana. Medical marijuana. Studies have shown that long-term use of marijuana can have adverse effects on cognitive abilities.
Medical.
Relating to the treatment of illness or injuries, relating to the practice of medicine.
Examples:
A medical opinion. Temporary medical treatment. The medical team worked quickly to save the patient's life.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
License.
An official permission or authorization to do, use, or own something, a legal document that grants the holder the right to perform certain activities, such as driving a car, practicing a profession, or using a particular product or service.
Examples:
License renewal. Software license. Before driving, ensure you have a valid driver's license.
Dispense.
To distribute, allocate, or deliver something to the intended recipients.
Examples:
Dispense with ceremony. Dispense justice. The pharmacist started to dispense medication to patients.
Fellow.
Someone who has the same job or interests as you, or is in the same class, profession, or situation as you.
Examples:
Junior fellow. Nice fellow. He is the kind of fellow who only works for his success.
Religion.
A deep conviction in a supernatural power that controls human destiny.
Examples:
Religion sociology. Freedom of religion. Their religion strictly prohibits them from drinking or gambling.
Moral.
Concerned with the principles of what is right and wrong, fairness, honesty, etc.
Examples:
Moral hazard. Moral burden. Ethics deals with moral conduct.
Rabbi.
A Jewish religious leader or a Jewish scholar or teacher.
Examples:
Son of a rabbi. The city's communal rabbi. The chief rabbi chanted a prayer.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Bust.
To break something, noun, a woman's chest, or the measurement around a woman's chest. Noun, an occasion for something excessive, such as work, eating, drinking, etc.
Examples:
Bust my leg. The bust of the statue. I'm bust with preparation for tomorrow's meeting.
Joint.
Shared, held, or made between two or more people. Noun, the point of connection between two bones or elements of a skeleton.
Examples:
A joint venture. The bone of a joint. After the summit meeting, the prime ministers issued a joint statement.
Hypocrisy.
The practice of engaging in the same behavior or activity for which one criticizes another, or the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's behavior does not conform.
Examples:
Without hypocrisy. Self-serving hypocrisy. The commentaries often criticized the government's political hypocrisy.
Bug.
Any tiny insect, a fault or defect in a computer program, system, or machine.
Examples:
Bug bites. Number of bug fixes. I found a stink bug crawling across the ceiling.
pH.
A measure of the acidity or alkalinity of a substance, on a scale of 0 to 14, with 7 being neutral, lower values indicating greater acidity, and higher values indicating greater alkalinity.
Examples:
pH value of 7. pH scale. The pH level of this soil is too acidic for these types of plants.
Dissertation.
A long and formal written treatise or discourse, often presenting research or analysis on a particular subject or topic, in support of a degree or academic qualification.
Examples:
dissertation research, doctoral dissertation. My dissertation topic focuses on the impact of social media on mental health.
Enforcement.
The act of ensuring that rules, regulations, or laws are obeyed or implemented. The act of applying force or pressure to compel compliance with rules or laws.
Examples:
enforcement action, enforcement officer. The enforcement of the new traffic laws led to a decrease in accidents.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
involve a lot of paperwork, involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Psychoactive.
Producing an effect on mental processes, such as mood, perception, or behavior, capable of affecting the mind or emotions.
Examples:
psychoactive medication, psychoactive effects. Psychoactive substances can seriously affect the brain and must be used cautiously.
Enlightened.
Having or showing a rational, modern, and well-informed outlook.
Examples:
enlightened age, make an enlightened decision. The enlightened teacher taught the class about the importance of compassion and empathy.
Intelligent.
Having the capacity for thought and reason, especially to a high degree.
Examples:
an intelligent person, intelligent assisting system. Intelligent robots that can cooperate with humans have limited motor output for safety.
Disparity.
A significant difference or inequality between two or more things.
Examples:
the disparity between theory and reality. Income disparity. There is a significant disparity in pay between men and women in the company.
Strike.
To wallop somebody or something with the hand, fist, or weapon, to have an emotional or cognitive impact upon.
Examples:
strike up a conversation, strike a blow. We strike to achieve more wages and safer working conditions.
Incredible.
Unbelievable, extremely large.
Examples:
incredible amount, at incredible speed. Her response revealed incredible idiocy.
Intellect.
The ability to think logically and comprehend information, especially at an advanced level.
Examples:
enrich my intellect, human intellect. Your intellect is capable of distinguishing among similar objects.
Puzzle.
A situation that is difficult to follow or solve, a game, problem, or toy that tests a person's ingenuity or knowledge. Verb, to cause someone to feel confused because of something difficult to understand.
Examples:
crossword puzzle, mathematical puzzle. This jigsaw puzzle is challenging because there are no pictures.
Examples:
virtually all countries, virtually identical. Virtually all the parties signed the contract.
Ingest.
To take food or drink into the body, often through the mouth, to absorb or assimilate something, often used to describe the intake of information or knowledge.
Examples:
ingest food, ingest medication. People who compulsively ingest non-food items, such as dirt or chalk, suffer from a condition called pica.
Substance.
The real physical material of which a thing or person consists, the most important or main part of some idea or experience, an illegal drug.
Examples:
an explosive substance, substance abuse problem. The substance of the argument was well presented.
Communion.
The act or condition of exchanging or sharing thoughts and feelings. Christianity, the act of participating in the celebration of the Eucharist.
Examples:
communion with God, spiritual communion with nature. We use this tableware in a communion service.
Desire.
A strong feeling of wanting to have or do something.
Examples:
unsatisfied desire, fleshly desire. Low sexual desire typically correlates with low testosterone levels.
Conscious.
Being aware of and able to respond to what is happening around you.
Examples:
conscious effort, conscious of having succeeded. He became conscious that he was being followed.
Fundamental.
Forming an essential base or core from which everything else develops or is affected.
Examples:
fundamental education, fundamental rights. Human behavior has fundamental characteristics.
Companion.
A person or an animal with whom you spend a lot of time or you travel.
Examples:
a working companion, drinking companions. Her dog is her excellent companion.
Relative.
Considered and evaluated through comparison with something else.
Examples:
a remote relative, relative factors. Most countries prohibit sexual activity between certain close relatives.
Perceive.
To become aware or conscious of something through the senses.
Examples:
perceive a threat, perceive light. Australia is widely perceived as having low levels of corruption.
Principal.
Most important, main, or chief.
Examples:
principal actor, principal responsible. The principal reason for the company's success is its innovative products.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples:
Consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Alleviate.
To make something, usually pain, distress, or problem, less severe or intense, to ease or lighten a burden.
Examples:
Alleviate anxiety. Alleviate stress. Taking ibuprofen can alleviate the pain from a headache.
Ache.
To experience a dull, persistent pain or discomfort, typically of moderate or low intensity, to feel a continuous dull pain.
Examples:
Ache abominably. Ache all the time. I ache all over after running a marathon yesterday.
Analgesic.
Relating to the relief or reduction of pain, typically through the use of medication or other methods.
Examples:
Analgesic cream. Analgesic mechanism. The analgesic properties of the medication helped to alleviate the patient's pain.
Railroad.
Metal tracks laid with rails on which trains run, a system of tracks with the trains operated by an organization.
Examples:
Coast-to-coast railroad. Railroad industry. The town was founded in the 19th century as a stop on the railroad, and it grew rapidly as a result.
Puffy.
Swollen or distended, especially with air or gas.
Examples:
Puffy offshore winds. Puffy eyes. His cheeks looked puffy after he overate junk food.
Racist.
Characterized by or showing discrimination or prejudice against people of other races. Noun, a person with a prejudiced belief that one racial group is superior to others.
Examples:
Far-right racist. Racist attitudes. The racist comments made by the politician caused widespread condemnation.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Slave.
A person who is either legally or illegally owned by someone, a person entirely dominated by some influence or a person.
Examples:
A slave of drink. A slave trader. You should work hard but not be a slave to it.
Cocaine.
A highly addictive stimulant drug that is derived from the leaves of the coca plant, often used recreationally for its euphoric effects, but also used in medicine as a local anesthetic and vasoconstrictor.
Examples:
powder cocaine, cocaine overdose. The drug dealer was arrested for possession of cocaine.
Similarly.
In almost the same way.
Examples:
similarly situated, have similarly great abilities. We argue that wages for temporary workers should similarly rise.
Prompt:
to make someone decide to or try to do something, or to make something happen.
Examples:
prompt a feeling of hunger, prompt a debate. That incident prompted a nationwide chain reaction regarding the crackdown on illegal groups.
Sniff:
to inhale audibly through the nose, often to detect or identify a smell, to draw in air through the nostrils with a quick, audible intake of breath.
Examples:
sniff the air, sniff the perfume. The dog stopped to sniff around the tree, looking for something interesting.
Powder:
a dry and fine substance that consists of very small, loose particles.
Examples:
powder additive, curry powder. She used a powder brush to apply her foundation evenly.
Migrant:
a traveler who moves from one region or country to another, especially to find work or better living conditions, a bird or an animal that moves from one place to another.
Examples:
migrant worker, the movement of migrant birds. The government revoked his license to employ migrant labor crews.
Origin:
the first existence or beginning of something.
Examples:
origin of all humankind. A manuscript of uncertain origin. There are various hypotheses concerning the origin of life.
Implement:
to put a decision, plan, or system into effect.
Examples:
implement a corporate strategy. Implement security measures. The government promised to implement a new system to control the financial crisis.
Exaggerate:
to describe or represent something as better or worse than it is.
Examples:
exaggerate in degree. Exaggerate story. She exaggerated the extent of her injuries to get more money from the settlement.
Slightly:
in a small degree or extent, a little.
Examples:
increase slightly. Slightly alkaline soils. He moved his body slightly to the left.
Smoker:
a person who smokes tobacco regularly, or a device used for smoking.
Examples:
smoker behavior. An inveterate smoker. Many smokers are aware of the health risks associated with smoking, but find it difficult to quit.
Affluent.
Rich and wealthy, having a lot of money and material wealth.
Examples:
Affluent society. Live in affluent circumstances. She lived in an affluent neighborhood surrounded by wealth and luxury.
Prescription.
A written or spoken instruction that directs a medical practitioner to prescribe a specific treatment or medication for a patient.
Examples:
Prescription drugs. Fill the prescription. I need to refill my prescription for allergy medication at the pharmacy.
Sham.
Something that is not as good or true as it seems to be and is intended to deceive people. A person who pretends to be something they are not.
Examples:
A sham battle. Turn out to be all sham. The data he prepared was completely sham.
Incarcerate.
To put or keep somebody in prison or in a place from which they cannot escape.
Examples:
Incarcerate the murderer. Incarcerate her for life. He was incarcerated for the duration of the war.
Relate.
To establish a connection or association between two or more things. To narrate or tell about an event, experience, or relationship. To empathize or feel sympathy with someone or something.
Examples:
Relate a story. Relate a message. He tried to relate his experience to the group, but they couldn't understand.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Overdose.
Excessive and dangerous ingestion or application of a drug.
Examples:
Overdose of alcohol. Opioid overdose. It would help if you refrained from an overdose of caffeine.
Agnostic.
A person who believes that it is impossible to know whether there is a God.
Examples:
Agnostic worldview. Agnostic position. Her scientific background led her to be agnostic about the existence of a higher power.
Corruption.
Dishonest, harmful, or illegal behavior, especially of people in positions of power.
Examples:
Corruption accusation. Federal corruption charges. Rampant corruption led to a loss of trust in the government.
Unregulated.
Not subject to official rules, procedures, or oversight, not controlled or supervised by a governing authority or system. Unregulated market. Unregulated offshore fishing. Without regulations, the industry is unregulated and potentially dangerous.
Improve.
To make or become better.
Examples:
Improve a process. Improve the test score. We want to improve ties between our two countries.
Taxpayer.
A person who pays taxes to the government.
Examples:
Taxpayer money. Delinquent taxpayer. As a taxpayer, he felt his money was wasted on unnecessary government projects.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Heroin.
A highly addictive and illegal drug derived from morphine, typically administered by injection and often associated with serious health problems, including overdose and addiction.
Examples:
Smoking heroin. Heroin overdose. The withdrawal symptoms from heroin can be intense and painful.
Methamphetamine.
Commonly known as meth or crystal meth, a powerful and highly addictive stimulant drug that affects the central nervous system.
Examples:
Methamphetamine addiction. Fatal methamphetamine overdose. The use of methamphetamine has been linked to several mental health disorders.
Commodity.
A product or a raw material that can be traded, bought, or sold.
Examples:
Commodity tax. International commodity. The government announced a policy to control the rise in commodity prices.
Tobacco.
A plant grown for its leaves, which are dried and processed for smoking or chewing or extraction of nicotine.
Examples:
Tobacco industry. A mild tobacco. Tobacco product is a leading cause of preventable deaths worldwide.
Inevitably.
In a manner that cannot be avoided or prevented.
Examples:
Inevitably decline with age. Inevitably reach the consumer. Because of his excellent performance, he will inevitably be promoted.
Emerge.
To move out of or away from something and become visible.
Examples:
Emerge as a butterfly. Emerge from poverty. During colonial eras, new migratory patterns emerged.
Ultimate.
Furthest or highest in degree or order.
Examples:
the ultimate goal in life. The ultimate luxury. Management must take ultimate responsibility for the accident.
Represent.
To speak, act, or be present on behalf of another person or group, to form or constitute.
Examples:
represent by a diagram. The characters that represent numbers. We elected him to represent us at the international conference.
Abdication.
The act of formally relinquishing or renouncing a position of power, authority, or responsibility, particularly that of a monarch or ruler.
Examples:
abdication of power. Abdication of responsibility. The king's abdication of the throne caused a political upheaval in the kingdom.
Void.
An empty space, a feeling of emptiness, adjective, lacking any legal or binding force.
Examples:
void of expression. Void contract. The void in her heart was filled with the love of her family.
Dynamic.
Having a lot of energy, ideas, and enthusiasm and a strong personality, of or relating to dynamics, equals the branch of physics and engineering concerned with the forces that cause motions of bodies.
Examples:
a dynamic market. Dynamic person. The sprinter has a dynamic way of running.
Recipe.
A set of instructions for preparing a dish, including the ingredients and the method of cooking.
Examples:
recipe book. Recipe collection. The recipe for the cake is passed down from generation to generation in her family.
Disaster.
An unexpected event or series of events that cause widespread damage, destruction, or loss of life.
Examples:
global disaster. Disaster recovery. The disaster response team worked around the clock to aid those affected by the earthquake.
Underground.
Under the surface of the ground, a secret group organized to achieve a specific purpose, such as overthrowing the government or occupying a force.
Examples:
water flowing underground. Underground activist. Having underground parking has been very beneficial throughout the winter.
Minimize.
To make something, especially something bad, small or less serious.
Examples:
minimize a loss. Way to minimize conflict. I bought a gadget before my trip to help minimize stress during the flight.
Prohibitionist.
A person who advocates or supports the prohibition or banning of a particular activity, typically referring to the sale, production, or consumption of alcohol.
Examples:
prohibitionist advocacy. Anti-alcohol prohibitionist. The prohibitionist movement aimed to ban the sale and consumption of alcohol.
Enormous.
Extremely large or great.
Examples:
Enormous amount. Enormous potential. Shakespeare's output of poetry was enormous.
Minimal.
Tiny in amount, the least possible.
Examples:
Minimal effort. Minimal amount. The process was carried out at minimal cost.
Frank.
Honest and sincere, open and candid in expression.
Examples:
Frank and open discussion. Make a frank apology. Full involvement means frank and prompt responses.
Prefer.
To like, choose, or want one thing or person better than another.
Examples:
Prefer physics to chemistry. Prefer a window seat. The birds prefer open water areas with reeds around them.
Arthritis.
Inflammation of one or more joints of the body, which include pain and stiffness.
Examples:
Medication for arthritis. Symptoms of arthritis. My rheumatoid arthritis is acting up again.
Diabetes.
A medical condition in which the body cannot produce enough insulin to control the glucose levels in the blood.
Examples:
Juvenile diabetes. Diabetes patient. My father was tested for diabetes.
Spice.
A dried seed, fruit, root, bark, or vegetable substance primarily used to season or flavor food.
Examples:
Spice recipe. Spice flavor. He added a pinch of spice to the stew to flavor it.
Jail.
A facility where criminals are kept to be punished for their crimes, a prison.
Examples:
County jail. Be in jail. The police escorted the prisoner to the jail.
Possess.
To have or own something or to have as an attribute, knowledge, skill, etc.
Examples:
Possess a basic knowledge. Possess divine powers. He possesses a good sense of humor.
Commitment.
A promise or firm decision to do something or to behave in a certain way.
Examples:
A commitment to an alliance. Meet his commitments. His business commitments took him to the United States.
Addiction.
The inability to stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful.
Examples:
Alcohol addiction. Addiction to foreign oil. He is now fighting his addiction to drugs.
Addict.
A person who cannot stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful.
Examples:
A drug addict. Internet addict. We have become TV addicts due to video streaming services.
Quitter.
A person who gives up easily or does not have the determination to finish what they have started.
Examples:
Easy quitter. Serial quitter. He was labeled as a quitter after he abandoned the project halfway.
Pharmaceutical.
Relating to the production and selling of the medical drugs.
Examples:
Major pharmaceutical companies. Commercial pharmaceutical products. She gave money to help set up a pharmaceutical laboratory.
Clinic.
A building or hospital department where people can go for medical care or advice, especially of a particular condition.
Examples:
Visit to the veterinary clinic. A dental clinic. She holds a clinic on Tuesday mornings.
Disease.
A disorder or illness that affects the body or mind, often characterized by specific symptoms or abnormal functioning of organs or systems.
Examples:
Disease prevention. Disease control. The doctor diagnosed him with a rare disease that had no known cure.
Arrest.
To take into custody.
Examples:
Arrest the thief. Arrest the progress. A police officer has the authority to arrest a criminal.
Well-being.
The state of being happy and healthy and prosperous.
Examples:
The well-being of a nation. A sense of well-being. We are responsible for the care and well-being of all our employees.
Enact.
To make a law, to put something into practice.
Examples:
Enact new legislation. Enact the smoking ban. The government enacted this law in 1925.
Recreational.
Relating to or for leisure or pleasure, done for enjoyment rather than work or duty.
Examples:
A recreational center. Recreational drugs. I enjoy recreational activities such as hiking and swimming.
Remarkable.
Worthy of attention because unusual or special.
Examples:
Remarkable achievement. The remarkable breadth of knowledge. The election was a remarkable success for the Whigs.
Ayahuasca.
A psychoactive brew or infusion made from a combination of plant-based ingredients, traditionally used by indigenous people in the Amazon region of South America for spiritual and healing purposes, which contains the psychedelic compound DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and is often consumed as part of a ritual or ceremony.
Examples:
Ayahuasca ceremony, ayahuasca vine. Participants in the ceremony consumed ayahuasca to achieve spiritual enlightenment.
Context:
the circumstances, facts, or conditions that surround a particular event, situation, or statement and that give it meaning.
Examples:
historical context, legal context. It's important to understand the context of a situation before making a decision.
Coca.
A plant native to South America whose leaves are used in the production of cocaine and other stimulants, a drink made from the leaves of this plant.
Examples:
coca paste, coca tea. The chewing of coca leaves has been a tradition in some Andean cultures for centuries.
Apparent.
Able to see or understand easily or clearly.
Examples:
heir apparent, apparent contradiction. This star is apparent to the naked eye.
Addictive.
Causing a strong desire or compulsion to use or consume repeatedly, often to the point of dependency or harm, habit forming.
Examples:
highly addictive, addictive substance. The new video game was so addictive that he stayed up all night playing it.
Converse.
To talk informally.
Examples:
converse with an acquaintance. Ask a converse question. She enjoyed the opportunity to converse with a person who spoke her language.
Cigarette.
A small cylindrical roll of finely cut tobacco leaves wrapped in paper for smoking.
Examples:
a mild cigarette, a cigarette case. He lit a cigarette and leaned against the wall.
Hook.
A curved device used for suspending, holding, or pulling something, especially one attached to a surface for hanging things on, a sharp curve or crook.
Examples:
a hat hook, the curved shape of a hook. Please hang your towel on a hook.
Prosecutor.
A lawyer or official who conducts legal proceedings against someone accused of a crime, a person who brings a criminal case to court on behalf of the state or government.
Examples:
a public prosecutor, deputy prosecutor. The prosecutor's opening statement set the tone for the entire trial.
Judge.
A person who makes decisions in a court of law. Verb, to determine the result of or form a critical opinion of something.
Examples:
judge a competition, An associate judge. The strict judge ruled in favor of the plaintiff in the case.
Restriction.
A limitation or constraint placed on something, or the act of limiting or constraining something.
Examples:
Nutritional restriction. Restriction on trade. The restriction on travel during the pandemic made it difficult for people to see their loved ones.
Probable.
Likely to happen or likely to be true.
Examples:
Probable outcome. Probable cause of a fire. It seems probable that he has forgotten our scheduled meeting.
Nightmare.
A very frightening or unpleasant dream.
Examples:
Have a nightmare. Nightmare situation. Life as a waiter was a big nightmare for him.
Twofold.
Consisting of two parts or aspects, doubled in size, quantity, or degree.
Examples:
Twofold approach. Twofold difference. The twofold increase in sales was unexpected but welcomed by the company.
Alternative.
One of two or more available possibilities or choice.
Examples:
An alternative plan. There is no other alternative. Doctors are gradually coming around to the idea of using alternative medicines.
Ineffective.
Not producing any significant or intended effect or result.
Examples:
An ineffective speech. Pull an ineffective player. These treatments were ineffective against a virus.
Obstacle.
A thing that blocks one's way or prevents or hinders progress.
Examples:
An obstacle to progress. Obstacle avoidance. The obstacle course was challenging but fun.
Industrial.
Of or relating to or resulting from industry.
Examples:
Beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Industrial alcohol. Industrial design has become more focused on human nature aspect than ever before.
Complexity.
The state or quality of being complicated or intricate and difficult to understand.
Examples:
Cognitive complexity. Complexity theory. The project's complexity made it difficult for the team to complete it on time.
Vested.
Having a legal right to something, especially property or money, that cannot be taken away.
Examples:
A vested right. The authority vested in an office. The union has a vested interest in the outcome of the negotiations.
Imaginary.
Existing only in someone's mind.
Examples:
imaginary number, imaginary pregnancy. Little children tend to have imaginary friends.
Bubble.
A thin, round, and often transparent mass of gas that is surrounded by a thin layer of liquid, a state of economic or social prosperity that is unsustainable and eventually collapses.
Examples:
Bubble in the champagne glass. Economic bubble. Many people worry that the current real estate market is a bubble that could burst soon.
Pierce.
To cut or make a way through with a sharp instrument.
Examples:
Pierce the armored shells. Pierce a mystery. The extreme cold pierced our bones.
Mantra.
A word or phrase, often repeated, that is used as a focus for the mind during meditation.
Examples:
Campaign mantra. Chant the mantra of structural reform. She repeated her personal mantra to herself to stay motivated.
Dedicate.
To give all of your energy, time, etc., entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause, to set apart for a particular purpose or use.
Examples:
Dedicate a few hours. Dedicate a chapter to the subject. He dedicated his life to helping others.
Movement.
A group of people working together to achieve a shared goal, especially a political, social, or artistic one, the process of moving or being moved, physically or figuratively.
Examples:
A circular movement. Movement of troops. The movement of the dancers on stage was graceful and elegant.
Embrace.
To accept something willingly and enthusiastically. Noun, the act of clasping another person in the arms as in greeting or affection.
Examples:
Embrace an opportunity. A warm embrace. The woods embrace the house.
Compassion.
A strong feeling of sympathy and sadness for another's suffering or bad luck.
Examples:
Feel compassion for the poor. Have compassion toward the accident. His infinite love and compassion for everyone never weary.
Spectrum.
An ordered array of colors into which a light beam can be split.
Examples:
A broad spectrum of opinion. Infrared spectrum. This device displayed the speech spectrum spectrographically.
Damn.
To express disapproval of or disappointment in something or someone. To condemn or to curse, a swear word, an expression of anger.
Examples:
Damn the consequences. Damn with faint praise. The company's poor financial performance is likely to damn the CEO's chances of being re-elected to the board.
Backward.
At, to, or toward the direction or place that is behind or rear.
Examples:
Walk backward. Backward angle. She falls over backward when she sees her mother-in-law.
Disastrous.
Extremely bad, harmful, or unsuccessful.
Examples:
Have disastrous consequences. Absolutely disastrous effect. The emission of hazardous substances has disastrous effects on the ecology of a region.
Congratulation.
The act of expressing that someone has an occasion for celebration or the expression of pleasure at the success or good fortune of another.
Examples:
Congratulation on a promotion. A matter for congratulation. The congratulations from her friends and family were overwhelming after she won the championship.
Reaction.
A response that reveals a person's feelings or attitude. In chemistry, a process in which one or more substances are changed into others.
Examples:
Chemical reaction. Trigger a reaction. There was a chemical reaction of the lime with the groundwater.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
Amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Sibling.
A brother or sister, member of a family born to the same parents.
Examples:
Have a sibling quarrel. Play with my siblings. Children often copy their parents or elder siblings.
Gridlock.
A situation in which traffic or progress is obstructed due to congestion, blockage, or a lack of movement, a deadlock or impasse in negotiations or decision-making.
Examples:
Gridlock situation. Political gridlock. The rush hour traffic in the city often leads to gridlock on the highways.
Realistic.
Having or showing a sensible and practical idea that is possible to achieve.
Examples:
A realistic goal. A realistic goal. That story was so realistic, and it was scary.
Shifting.
Constantly changing or moving.
Examples:
Shifting balance. Continuously shifting landscape. Trends in the fashion industry are so shifting that it is challenging to keep up with them.
Journalist.
A person who collects and writes news stories or articles for newspapers, magazines, radio, television, or other online media.
Examples:
A China-based journalist. Journalist on a magazine. Foreign TV crews and journalists can go as they please in various locations during the Olympics.
Politically.
In a way that relates to the government or public affairs of a nation.
Examples:
politically advantageous, become politically savvy. This newspaper is supposed to be politically neutral.
Gay.
Homosexual, happy, carefree.
Examples:
Gay couple, gay rights. The Gay Pride Parade was a celebration of diversity and acceptance.
Bipartisanship.
Agreement or collaboration between two political parties whose policies are normally opposed to one another's.
Examples:
spirit of bipartisanship. Bipartisanship legislation. The Prime Minister's sister has called for bipartisanship to pass the legislation on same-sex marriage.
Republican.
A person who supports or advocates for a particular form of government, typically one that has an elected head of state rather than a monarch, a member or supporter of the Republican Party in the United States.
Examples:
Republican ideology. Republican Party. Many Republican lawmakers are advocating for stricter immigration policies.
Congress.
A formal meeting of the representatives of different countries, constituent states, organizations, trade unions, political parties, or other groups.
Examples:
An international congress. Peace Congress. Congress must consider this proposal in an unusual situation.
Legislature.
A body of elected or appointed representatives who make laws for a country or state.
Examples:
Colonial legislature. A prefectural legislature. The people elect legislature members to represent their interests and make decisions on their behalf.
Democracy.
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Rail.
A long, thin piece of metal or wood that is used to make fences or as a support for something. Verb, to complain bitterly.
Examples:
Rail system. Rail against his enemies. The children leaned over the bridge rail to watch the fish swimming below.